What up, investors? It's your boy Dayo. Welcome to Frunkla Investment, where I talk about Bionano Genomics on a daily basis. From Sunday to Sunday, I try to post at least one video. Always do your own due diligence. Don't sue me, bro. Let's get to it. What's going on, investors? Welcome back to Frunkla. I haven't made a video since last week. Let's talk about the progress of Bionano Genomics, what has been going on with the company, because we have new users that are sharing information about the Sapphire device. Some people that just acquired the Sapphire device, and they are presently analyzing genomes for structural variations using the Sapphire device. And we have more details about why one of them decided to use the Sapphire device. I shared few information about this with the channel members. If you are not yet a member, consider becoming a member. I have been shouting about how important it is that you become a member of the channel, okay? Because even though I haven't made a video since last week, I try to post anytime I spot something. I try to share it with the channel members. So BNGO for the past before we talk about the adoption, the latest users of the Sapphire devices, if you take a look at this chart right here, you guys can see that Bionano Genomics has barely been doing anything, okay? I mean, the stock price of BNGO has more or less been super stable, okay? And it hasn't been doing anything big for the past 1 month or so. If you take a look at this chart, for example, this is 1 month performance of Bionano Genomics. You guys can see that we have more or less been consolidating around 1.5 US dollars. The share price of BNGO closed today up about 7.6%, closed at 1.5 US dollars, 1.55 US dollars. And yeah, so that's more or less what is going on with the share price of BNGO. And we haven't seen any news since a week now. The last news that they posted was about Bionano Genomics, how they announced participation at the European Association for Cancer Research, EACR. And I think the chief business officer of BNGO, Dr. Rishipi, and Dr. Shams, these two guys came to Europe to attend this event, okay, to of course find more customers for Bionano Genomics, talk about optical genome mapping and so on and so forth. So that's more or less that about that. Now, before I continue, I want to remind you guys that during the Q1 2022 earnings report, BNGO managed to expand the installed base of the Sapphire system to 176, okay? And you have to remember that we have a target of about 240 for 2022. So right now, as at Q1, the number is 176, but we have new users of the Sapphire device, new customers that just shared more information about the device. And yeah, they just adopted the Sapphire device, and they spoke about why they adopted it. And also for last year, okay, during the Q4 of 2021, the install base was 164, pardon me. And then during the Q1, we managed to increase it to 176, and that is of course about 64% over Q1 2021. So I think the adoption is still continuing. Of course, the market right now, the sentiment is super negative. We have a lot of things going on right now, in the world, okay, not just in the financial market, okay. So you guys have to also remember that we sold 3,225 nano channel array flow cells in Q1 2022. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because today is 23 and June is about to be over, okay. The year, as right now, we have finished the first 6 months of 2022, and any moment from now, I believe next month or the first 2 weeks of next 2 months, BNG is going to be announcing the date of their Q2 2022 earnings, okay. And then they are finally going to tell us again if they have managed to increase, if the company has progressed, okay, in terms of the installed base of the Sapphire device, in terms of number of nano channel array flow cells sold in Q2 2022. So that's just that's more or less a heads up. And also, we want to also know if they have managed to put a cap on the expenses of the company, if they have reduced how much they are spending, if the Q1 expenses is going to be lesser than the Q2 expenses, if it's going to be lesser than Q1 expenses, because right now we have inflation going out of hand, and a lot of companies are laying off workers right now. And Bionano Genomics, I believe, is still employing, increasing their head count, but I don't think they are laying off anybody, okay. or perhaps they just perhaps laid off few workers. Okay, nothing significant like 10%, like from Tesla, for example. So this tweet right here is from this lady, Dr. Gina Ravenscroft, and she made this tweet that the Bionano Genomics Sapphire instrument arrived in Western Australia. Okay, this one is in Australia on FSHD Awareness Day. Thanks to FSHD for supporting our application to make accurate diagnosis a reality for Australian patients. So this is a good news for Australian patients. Okay, BNGO, I think there is a possibility that this is the first Sapphire device, in Australia. It's very possible because I don't remember any, reading it anywhere that Sapphire device is being used in Australia or something like that. I'm not really completely sure, but there is a possibility that this is the first, the first Sapphire device in Australia. So I think they're going to be using it for FSHD. You guys have to understand that BNGO right now is becoming standard of care, a go-to, okay, whenever it comes to FSHD1. Okay, Bionano Genomics Sapphire device is able to analyze genomes, almost perfectly for FSHD1. So right here, you guys can see the Sapphire device, and they are yet to open it. They first of all took a selfie, and these people seems to be having some kind of device back here. This looks more or less like this new device from Bionano Genomics that I made a video about last week, okay, that they made in collaboration with a company. And so this is first of all the first latest Bionano Genomics user, okay, that I want to share with you guys in this video. So right now, let me show you guys the second one. This right here is the second BNGO user. This gentleman right here, Freezorin, I don't know if that is his real name. He wrote installation IDAG. I don't know what is IDAG. I don't. All right, so right now we have the second user right here, tweeting about the Sapphire device right here, of course, more or less looking like the first picture that I shared with you guys. Now what is interesting about this is this gentleman right here shared few more information about why they acquired the Sapphire device. Okay, he said something like, correct me and my colleagues will start doing optical genome mapping. We are a clinical lab, and the instrument will primarily be used to try to find disease causing gene variants in some patients which could not be diagnosed after sequencing with Illumina. So BNGO is replacing Illumina in terms of structural variation. Of course, we already know that Illumina is into short read sequencing. So if all these clinics out there, okay, if they want to analyze genomes, read something long read, they have to, it's either they adopt Pac Bio, depends on what they are looking for. If they are looking for something much more deeper, okay, that has to do with rare genetic disease, then Bionano Genomics is the go-to place. So right here, this person is saying that Illumina couldn't find what they are looking for, and that's why they are they adopted the Sapphire device. And here he said, with our Illumina approach, we fail about 50%. So they have tried Illumina. I don't know what exactly this gentleman is looking for in genomes. Okay, there's no information about where he's working or something like that. He said they tried 50 Illumina, and it failed 50% of the time. And he said we do 40 plus patients every week. Look at that, guys, 40 plus patients per week. Okay, that's a lot of money for BNG. Okay, but far from all of the patients we can't diagnose with Illumina will be analyzed with optical mapping. Okay, optical genome mapping. And then he continues, he said, too early to say anything about volumes. Okay, I think this man right here, I blocked him. Okay, I don't know who this person is, but it turns out that I have blocked him already. So I think he was asking him about the volume, how many users is using the, they are analyzing, and how many patients, they receive per week and something like that. But this guy led, he said 40 plus patients per week. So there is an additional, okay, possibly it's also from him. So that's it, guys. Those are the two users of the Sapphire device. I mean, in Q1, I can't remember seeing any tweet from any laboratory adopting the Sapphire device, and that there is a possibility that that is why in Q1 2022, BNGO only managed to install about 12 Sapphire devices in Q1 2022. So you guys can see from Q4, 164 devices installed, increased to 176, and there is a possibility that in Q2 we are going to have higher volume. We are going to see perhaps over 15 Sapphire devices already installed in Q2. Now I want to talk about Praxis Genomics a little bit, but before I dive into Praxis Genomics, I want to remind you guys that are not familiar with what Praxis Genomics is. This is a diagnostic laboratory that deals with rare disease diagnosing and counseling. Okay, and they are using most of the time for optical genome mapping they use the Sapphire device, and then for whole genome and transcriptome sequencing they use Illumina. Okay, so we have a new post from Praxis Genomics. If you go on their LinkedIn, they share this, that that they are now finally, Praxis Genomics now accept Medicare payment for the entire test portfolio, which is a wonderful news. I have been telling you guys that Praxis Genomics was going after Medicare. So right now everything is set for Praxis Genomics, and this of course means more revenue for Bionano Genomics. Okay, Praxis Genomics is one of our power users out there. I mean, they are bringing in money for Bngo. So that is what this short news is all about. Now, to update you guys about there is a new news from Ultima Genomics. Okay, this company right here that wants to the company that I already made a video about, that wants to reduce the cost of sequencing DNA to $100. Okay, there is a new something out there in news that Ultima Genomics and Exact Sciences enter long-term supply agreement aimed at improving patient access to genomic testing by driving down sequencing cost. The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is this company right now is still private, and there is a possibility that they are going to go public in the future. But I am keeping track of their progress. I want to see what is going on, not just when they go private, when they go public, that we are just going to jump on their stock. I want to keep monitoring them and see their progress, because they claim to be able to do what Illumina and Pac Bio among others and are unable to do. And if that is the case, if their device it's really able to sequence DNA for $100, this is going to be good for the company. Okay, it's going to, the company has already raised about 600 million dollars in funding, and what we are just waiting for is for them to come out with their commercial version of the device. So once that is out, it's going to be very good, and if the company go public, it's going to be good for the company as well. I think that's where I'm going to end this video. I don't want it to be super long. Let me know what you guys think about this. Okay, and of course, let me know what you're doing with Bngo in the comment section. Are you still buying the dip? Are you still holding on to your shares? How many shares of Bngo do you presently hold? And what do you think about the situation of the market? Do you think inflation is going to, do you think we have seen the, the top of inflation? Do you think, the Fed is not, going to go crazy and start hiking interest rates? Because, next month they have another 75 basis points is on the table, and last time they hike it by 75 basis points. Do you think the economy is going to go into recession, or are we already in recession right now? And how is this affecting you guys? How much is the price of gas in your area, for example? Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know your opinion in the comment section. I remain your boy Dayo. This is Frunkla. Ciao, ciao.